this video, I'm going to cover a question from you, from somebody, which is how do I negotiate a good price on property deals, and what should I do when putting forward a sealed bid? Watch the video to find out. Question from somebody, which is how to negotiate a good price on property deals, and if I'm having to put forward a sealed bid, should I go 5% below market asking price, etc. So the first part of the question, in terms of negotiating, that really is an art and a skill, and it all depends on what you're buying, what the situation of the other side is, which is very difficult to find out, because if they're selling through an agent, the agent will only tell you what they think you need to know, and that's about it. So what I do is I work backwards, and I'll talk about the commercial conversions that I'm doing, because that example will work well. So I will look at the end value, look at the margin I'm making, and then work back and say, okay, how much am I willing to pay for this particular deal? And if that means asking price is what I've got to pay, then that's what I'll pay. Because I think people get bogged down too much about, let's say a property's on for 250 grand, or I want to pay 200 grand for it, or 175 for it. Yeah, that's fine, but if the margins are there and the numbers work, just pay asking price and get on with it. Simple as that. And you might not, that might go against what most other property trainers tell you, but that's their way of doing things. Let me give you an example. I was going to buy a property, which was a commercial conversion, had planning, and it was on for £675,000, and I offered asking price because there was a good margin in that particular deal. They had another offer from somebody else, and that person offered less than I did, but they said they can exchange and complete within 28 days, and I wasn't able to do that. So the seller went with them because they could obviously complete a lot quicker than I could. So sometimes even if you offer asking price, you're not going to get the deal, because there's some other parameter or variable or condition or something important to the seller which you just can't meet. In that example, I simply couldn't meet the 28-day exchange and completion, because I had my money stuck elsewhere in a deal. I did have some money coming out, but it wasn't coming out within 28 days. So I don't want to mess around the agent, because I've got a relationship with them. I just thought best to say, you know what, this deal doesn't work for me. So sometimes you offer asking price, it's not going to work, but do your numbers, and if it works, fine. I mean, everybody wants a discount, everybody wants to buy something cheaper, but sometimes I think we get into this phase where you're haggling, negotiating, spending a lot of time and energy when you just want to do deals. The amount of time I save by not negotiating too hard, but building good relationships, I can tell you, I get agents ringing me up, offering me deals and saying, this is the bottom price somebody's going to accept, because now they know me, they know I don't mess around, they don't, I'm not in it just to beat somebody down on price, but they know I want good deals, and I will do deals as quickly as I can. If I promised 30 days or 60 days, for example, then I'll do it within that time frame. I'm doing one now where we promised to do it in 60 days, and it's going to get done in 60 days. So I'd say don't focus too much about saving 5 grand here, 3 grand here, 2 grand here. It's all money, it's important. Focus on how much you're making, and then how much you're willing to pay for a property. The second part of the question about sealed bids, that's always a tough one, because if you can find out from the agent what's important to the seller and include those items in the bid, that's going to help you. So linking to my first example, where the other person got the deal and not me, they were able to exchange and complete within 28 days. So if somebody wants to complete quickly, and I know everybody says they want to complete quickly, but if the agent says to you that's their prime reason, for example, it's a husband and wife who own this particular property, they're having a divorce, they just want to split, and completing quickly is their main issue or concern, then I'd say go in there, go with a slightly lower price, maybe even less than 5%, go 10% or 15%, show them your bank statements. I've got the cash in the bank here, here's my lawyer's details, I'll exchange and complete within 28 days, get the job done. So it all depends on what is important to the seller and how good the deal is and whether you can make it work or not. If you can, go for it. I mean, a lot of agents tell me, people tell them in sealed bids they've got cash to offer, they're a cash buyer, and once the deal's sealed they say, oh, I need to get a mortgage. Stay away from that kind of petty behavior. If you say something in writing to an agent by way of an offer, make sure you can honor that. That's going to put you in good stead. It's a small world, especially in property. You bump into people all the time. You want to have a good reputation where people say, this is the type of person, if they say something, they do it. What they say, they mean. What they mean, they say. That's how you're going to get good deals and a good reputation in property, and that means a lot more than saving 5 or 10 grand on a deal here or there.